Hello hook loopers! Welcome to my crochet channel. I'm Sarah. Today I will show you the Striped Relief Stitch, which is a combination of two Tunisian stitches we already know, the Tunisian Simple Stitch and the Tunisian Purl Stitch. This stitch can be worked from a chain in any number of stitches. So here I have already created my traditional foundation row for Tunisian crochet of 10 stitches, which counts as row number 1. If you want to refresh your skills on the foundation row, I will leave a link for it in the description below, or you can also click on the link at the top right hand corner of this video. So let's begin. So, first loop on the hook already counts as stitch number 1. In the first row, we will work in Tunisian Simple Stitch across. So we will insert the hook under the first vertical bar from right to left, yarn over, pull through, and up on the hook. And we'll keep doing this across. Now I'm at the end of my forward pass. This is my 10th stitch, which is a border stitch, and as usual I will work into it with a neat closing stitch by inserting the hook under both the front vertical bar of that border stitch and its back bar at the same time. Okay, yarn over, pull through and up on the hook. And now we will proceed with our standard return pass for Tunisian crochet by yarning over and pulling through one loop only first, then yarn over and pull through 2 loops together, repeating the second movement until the end of the row, until I'm left with just 1 loop on the hook, like this. So in row number 3 we will work in Tunisian Purl Stitch across, but instead of using the traditional purl stitch, that is to say bringing the yarn to the front of the hook, we go with the hook from right to left under the front vertical bar, then bring the working yarn to the front again, to the back again, rotating the hook around it, then grab it with a yarn over and pulling through and up on the hook. So instead of doing this, we will do a second variation of the purl stitch, which is obtained like this. With the working yarn on the back of your work, you go with your hook from right to left, working behind our work, and insert the hook under the back vertical bar of the stitch, which is this one. Okay, yarn over, pull through, and on the hook. I show you again. This is our next stitch. Both vertical bars are pretty visible. This is the front vertical bar, and this one is the back vertical bar. So we just keep the yarn to the back, go with our hook here in between. Okay, now you see it better. Yarn over, pull through, and on the hook. And we'll repeat this until the end of our forward pass. So this movement It's much quicker and easier maybe than the one for the traditional purl stitch, but it produces a texture that is slightly different. Very, very similar, but slightly different. I will show you the difference later on. Here I am at the end of my forward pass. As always, I will work into my border stitch with a neat closing stitch. Okay. I'm doing this in order to obtain a left side that's the same as the right side, in order to create a sort of frame. Okay, that's the same throughout. And return. Okay, so this is my relief row created with the purl stitch. Okay, now we will need to work another row in Tunisian Simple Stitch. Okay, and here we will need to work another row in Tunisian Purl Stitch using the second variation I've just shown you. There you go, and this is my second relief row created with the second variation of the Tunisian Purl Stitch. This is lovely, isn't it? So, and now you would need to work another row in Tunisian Simple Stitch, then another row in Tunisian Purl Stitch, alternating these two different rows for the length of the pattern, or as long as you have to or wish to. Okay, and this is the end result. Okay, this is a sample I've created earlier, and here I can show you the difference you obtain when using the traditional Tunisian Purl Stitch and the second variation of the Purl Stitch I've just shown you. So in this case, these 3 rows here were done using the second variation of the Purl Stitch, while the first row here was created using the traditional Purl Stitch. Can you see the difference? It is slight, but it is visible. So while for the second variation of the Purl Stitch, the relief is created basically by this small horizontal bar, which is in front of the work, okay, which creates a kind of stripe, a line, so to speak. By using the traditional Purl Stitch, the whole row is basically a relief row. It creates this relief design. I don't know if you can see it, if it's visible here. Okay? It sort of bumps a bit to the front. Also, I don't have a single horizontal bar, which creates the relief on front, but I have this kind of chain of 2 small bars that are disaligned, if you can see them. Okay? So this is different in a way. For this kind of pattern, I personally prefer to use the second variation of the Tunisian Purl Stitch I've just shown you, so this one here. Okay, but you can choose, of course, the variation you prefer. And okay, that's it. This is a very easy pattern, as you have seen. It doesn't require a specific number of chains at the beginning, so you can use it on any project, like a clothing project, if you want to create some interesting texture, or even a beanie hat. I don't know, your choice. And this is it for today. I hope you liked this video, and thank you for watching, and see you next time with another great stitch in Tunisian crochet. Bye bye.